Hello, my beautiful people. Yeah, welcome back to my channel. Compliment of the season. I love you all and God bless you all. So in our today's class, we'll be learning how to cut and sew this beautiful shoulder dart concept. It's really beautiful and easy. Yes, we can do it. So the measurement required our shoulder measurement, bust point, under bust, and our waist line, or you call it half cut. So we also be needing our bust span, the distance between one nipple to the other. So we also be needing our shoulder that as from the distance between the shoulder to the bust point, shoulder to the under bust, and the waistline. So let's quickly place our measurements. So the shoulder measurement we are working with is 16 into fold is into fold here is 8 inches. And remember, we'll be needing an half inch to join to our sleeve. So we'll be placing 8.5 inches. Shoulder to the bust point we are working with 10 inches, 10.5 inches. And we need half inch to join to the back panel. So we'll be placing 11 inches. Under bust is 14, but we'll be placing 14.5 inches. The waistline, or you call it your half cut, is 17. We'll be placing 18 inches because we'll be needing an half inch to join to the back panel and half inch to join to the down panel of our front bodies. So let's quickly draft it out. So we're done drafting it out. Yes, we're done connecting it. So now we want to place our armhole curve. How do we do that? We have to find the midpoint of our armhole depth. So let's quickly place our tape. The one we have here is 8 inches. So remember, we need an half inch to join to the back panel. So we'll be placing 4.5 inches instead of 4 inches. Because by the time we use an half inch to join to the back panel to come back to 4 inches. It matches. So let's quickly come in by 1 inch. The reason is this, so our sleeve can sit properly. So we take our curve and hook to connect it. So the next thing to do now is to place our bust span. The distance between one nipple to the other is into fold is 8 inches, or we need an half inch to join it. So we'll be placing 4.5 inches. 4.5 inches. So take our spatula and connect it. For the neckline, work with 5 inches. You can also work with 5.5 inches, but mine, I'll be working with 5 inches. So after, you will connect it straight to our bust point. Yes, this is our neck area. Or you can also make it a bit curvy. Here is optional, but make sure it blends with the shoulder. Yes, it has to match with the shoulder. Blend it properly. Blend it properly. So you can use it. You can either cut it this way or curvy one. So it's optional. So we're done with that. So let's quickly place our waist darts. So the waist dart we'll be working with, this is the bust point, is 3 inches. 1.5 inches this way, 1.5 inches this way, 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches. We take our straight ruler to connect. And we're done with that. Take our arm hook off, connect it straight to the bust point. Can you see what I'm doing? So we're done placing our waist dart. So let's quickly place our body measurement that we're working with. Body measurement. So the bust is 10.5 inches, is 42 into 4 parts, 10.5 inches. Remember the bust controls the armhole. You place that also. Under bust is 9 inches and the waistline is 9.5 inches. So we connect. So this is our standard body measurement we are working with. So we are done with that. So remember, we are eliminating here, is going off. So we have to place it back to avoid shortage. Yes. So it's that replacement. So let's place our tape on it to know it's 3 inches. So we'll quickly come down this way, add the 3 inches, 3 inches. Remember, we didn't create any space for here. I'm not add any that at this bust point. So at this point, we'll be drafting it straight. Can you see? So avoid excess after join our back panel. So we're done with that. So we have to quickly place our same allowance. I'll be working with 1.5 inches. So we take our straight ruler also, connect it, and you see this is that replacement, the waist that replacement. This is the same allowance. So we take our curve to connect our corset. So now here is the neck depth. Yes, it ends at the bust point. So we have to take our curve from the waist dart down this way. So make sure it blends properly. Can you see? So we're done with that. Flip it over from this waist dart to the chest line. Yes, to the chest line. The one we did one of our videos, the one of under bust shoulder that under bust gather. Yes, is direct to the bust point, but this is direct to the chest line. So let's quickly connect it. Can you see how beautiful it's looking? But while cutting 1/2 inch or leave it this way, cut it directly under bust while transferring to your fabric, ensure you add an 1/2 inch round for the cup area. Yes. So that by the time both the center bodies, you add an 1/2 inch. So after stitch, you will not have shortage. So now, if you don't want to work with shoulder dart, you are good to go. Just to cut it out and use to trace the back panel. But we want us to work exactly what we have in that picture. So we want to quickly come to our shoulder line to place our shoulder dart. So this is now our shoulder length left is 3.5 inches. To determine the midpoint, so take your straight ruler, connect it straight to the bust point. Can you see? We're done with that. Remember, we used the 3 inches for the waist dart for the both side, 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches. So we have to do the same thing here. 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches. Take your straight ruler, connect it as well. Make sure it blends properly. Don't be in a hurry. Can you see? So now we're done with the shoulder that we'll be eliminating here and here. But remember, we have replaced the waist dart already. So now we want to replace the shoulder dart. Place your tape on your shoulder line. Is 3 inches is the dart replacement. Take your straight ruler, extend your shoulder slope. When you are done with that, come with this 2.2 inches. Place it, don't add, don't subtract. At this point is 1.9. Place it back from this curve, the front armhole curve. Place it. Place it. Can you see? At this point is 1.5. Place it. 1. Place it. So now this is our new armhole curve. Can you see? Can you see? These are new armhole. Here you are seeing is the dart replacement. By the time we eliminate here, to come back to the normal shoulder standard measurement. So let's quickly cut it out. I will not be cutting out the dart at the moment because I want to quickly use this front panel to trace out the back panel. Let's just cut it this way. But the back panel can work with your normal back body. You can make it shoulder dart. Let's take that brown paper. So the back panel is optional. So flip it this way. For the back panel, remember we'll be putting our zipper. I will need 2 inches for that. Place it properly. So 2 inches. So 2 inches. We have placed our dart allowance, our zipper allowance, sorry. So we have to quickly trace it out. But before then, let's indicate the under bust, the bust point, the waistline, and the shoulder line. So this is our zipper allowance. And you see. So let's quickly cut it out. Let's keep the front pan aside and connect our back on it. This is our under bust. This is our bust point. So find out determine your upper chest or your chest line from your bust point. Go up by 2 inches, or your shoulder divide by 2. This is our shoulder line. This is our neckline. So let's quickly connect our neck depth. The front panel, remember we used about exactly bust point, which is 11 inches. But for the back, I'll be working with the chest line, which is 9 inches. So from the neckline, I'll connect it straight. This is my back neckline, or you can also make it curve with this way, but make sure it blends at the shoulder slope. Can you see? So you can make use of this. You can make use of it. Extend it to your zipper allowance. Extend it to your zipper allowance. Now we are done with this. This is our armhole. So let's quickly take our curve to connect our armhole. But if you are working with your shoulder that found at the midpoint, is simple. For instance, we want to work with the shoulder that for the back panel. What we have here is 3. That is no, sorry. Is 3.5 is the marker for the front piece. What we have on the front panel, let's confirm it. 3 inches. We are correct. So it's 3 inches, which is 1.5. At this point, connect it to the bust point. But the back is not bust. There will not be any need to create a shoulder dart here. We only be adding that is 0.5 half inch for the same allowance. So instead of our shoulder dart, shoulder line 8.8 inches, we'll be adding another half inch for the sewing allowance to our sleeve and half inch for the dart replacement. This line, if you are working with the shoulder dart, but if you are not working with shoulder dart, ignore this. Just work with this. Place your bust measurement 10.5, which is 42 to 4 parts. Connect it. So the dart replacement here, what we use for our back waist dart is just 1 inch. 1 inch. Connect it straight, because we didn't add any dart here. We only need just an half inch to connect. So the same allowance we use from the front panel is 1.5. 1.5, exactly what we have here. So we connect it straight. You just connect it like this. Can you see? This is the waist dart replacement. So we're cutting off this. Yes. If we are working with shoulder dart, sorry guys, let me place it well. If you are working with shoulder dart, you cut the first armhole. That is your dart the shoulder that same allowance and the shoulder same allowance. But if you're not making use of that, you cut the first armhole. So this is our waist dart. You end it here if you are not making use of shoulder darts. End it here. But if you are making use of shoulder darts, continue, extend it to your shoulder. So you will not be trimming out this 1 inch. So if you are making use of the shoulder dart. So this is the two side piece for shoulder dart. For the neck, back neck, here is optional like what I said earlier. I can make it curvy, can cut it straight. Remember, these are zipper allowance. Or you can cut it the other way, making it a bit curvy. So this is the zipper. And now let's send it in. I've sent this. Zipper allowance. See the neck, you can make use of this. But if you're not making use of the shoulder dart, you don't need this allowance. Just cut it here. So there's no need to extend it, the cut into the shoulder. You just end it here. Fix your waist dart, your zipper, the back body is ready. So we want to cut our cup. Yes, let's quickly switch over to our front piece. So this is our front piece, front panel. Like what I said earlier, if you are not making use of the shoulder dart, come this way. This is the waist dart. Always notch. So turn it this way. Remember, we're cutting direct to the under bust. So while transferring it to our fabric, we'll be adding ½ inch here and ½ inch here. So this is the two side front bodies. So this way also. Can you see, guys? So what on our fabric, we'll be adding ½ inch round for the cup area. So this is our neckline. I told you the neckline is optional. So you can make use of the curvy one, you can make use of the straight one. I think you should make use of the curvy one. Make sure you blend it. Can you see? So if you are not making use of the shoulder dart, you will just cut it out here. Okay, I want to cut one of this cup to the shoulder form, that form. So what we have here is 5 inches. to indicate it. So it's 5 inches. Can you see? So let's cut out this. Just in case you don't want to make use of the shoulder dart, prefer it this way. Can you see? By the time you join this part, and you see how top it is. Just form, see the cup area. But just in case you prefer the shoulder dart, so I want to cut this part, the shoulder dart form. Notch, always notch the bust point under bust for easy sewing. Can you see the difference? So this is the one of the shoulder dart, exactly what we have in that picture. By time now the shoulder, can you see? Because we have eliminated that part, it has come back to exact shoulder measure armhole. So let's quickly cut this armhole. At this part, we will not be cutting this first armhole, it's the second armhole. So can you see? So can you see? This size is the one of it, shoulder dart, and this is just the under, that is the waist dart. Can you see the difference? It's really simple and beautiful. So I want us to quickly transfer it. Yes, we'll be sewing it. I want us to quickly transfer it to our fabric. But while doing that, I'll be working with this, the shoulder darts. So let's quickly do that. So I've done placing it. This is the satin that I'm working with. Top area. While cutting it, remember I told you guys earlier, we'll be adding an half inch down, that is the under bust, because we cut everything direct to the under bust. We'll be cutting this into two parts. You can also make use of interfacing. Yes, add your stem to the lining. So I have to quickly cut out. We are done cutting the cup area, the two side piece of the body. So this is center piece, two fold, add half inch round also. We won't be adding here because we have added that half inch to our dart, our waist dart. So notch it. So you cut your lining this way also. Cut your lining. Let's quickly place it. This way. Add your interfacing. Stay to the lining. For this cup area, you can also pad it. Yes. From your shoulder, you measure 7 inches. Let me get my chalk. from this area. By the time we join the dart to shift forward, can you see? Or you make use of your cup after you have finished joining the dart. Yes. But the cup, you are attaching it to your lining with hand needle. Yes. Or you can do full padding with the lightest one, the softest wadding, then double it for the cup area. Go to my sewing machine and join the cup. Join and come and show you guys. So my beautiful people, can you see? Yeah, we are done stitching it. Is the main body for the form. We have joined the three parts. Can you see? For the cup area, you give it a good press. For the neck area, see the second piece. Can you see? Can you see? So this is how you will cut your lining also. Your lining, cut it this way, turn it with the neck and flip it over, or you can join the cup area separate and use the lining for the center bodies to turn it like what we did on the previous video. The shoulder cup dart with gather under bust hair gather. You can use that method, or cut your line this way, join it this way, use it to stitch and flip over to cover it up. So let me quickly go to my sewing machine to join it and come and show you guys. So how do we join it? Flip this way, make sure the dart matches. So I want to quickly do that. So my beautiful people, we're done stitching it, guys. Can you see how pretty it's looking? See? Look at the midpoint and neck depth. So trim it out. So this is just for an illustration. So work with the necessary requirement. Like this is big size. It's 42. It's not the cup size. But in case I'm making use of cup, make sure you buy your size. Yes, size. By the time you fix it to stand this way. For this part, if you're adding boning, you can do that as well. But make sure you add your lining, interfacing. Yes, give it a good press. And you see your lining, sew it this way, join it to your neck depth, close it and flip it over for neat finishing. Yes. So I'm done, my beautiful people. Thank you for your love and your support. I remain Chi Living Signature. Bye for now.